I usually rely on Cynthia to tell me, but thank you, Zara. So no matter what, you guys, and I'm so grateful that you said that, Jay, there's always going to be a winner. So let's talk about this, you guys. I want to talk about something you're going to hear me say. You're going to hear me say this quite a bit. And we spoke about this in our squad leader meeting yesterday. I want to talk to you guys about a cadence of accountability, right? Let me say that one more time. Cadence of accountability. Now, a cadence of accountability, and the reason I use the word cadence, because cadence is all about a rhythm. In order to get there, it's going to take some patience, it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some effort on your part. And I want all of this to begin with two things. First things first, tracking your numbers in Sisu, and then posting your weekly numbers in Slack, and we're going to go over that in just a minute. When I say the cadence of accountability, this is going to take some patience on your guys' part, and you guys aren't going to see that traction right away. But how can you improve something if you've never tracked it, if you've never measured it? You have to make sure that you guys are looking at your business in completely different ways. Armando, I'm sure you know that you are busy, right? You're doing things, you're busy, you're going to the office, you're making calls, but do you know definitively how many calls, how many texts, how many emails, how many hours you spent on your business, in your business? Do you know those numbers every single week?
Last week I do. A big part of that is because with my squad, we started to make more of an effort to track our numbers, calls, conversations, stuff like that. So we're actually getting into the groove of doing it, and I'm kind of getting back into the groove of doing it too.
Beautiful. And Armando, how do you do it? When do you do it? Like, are you time blocking to put, your stats together? When are you doing this?
Well, pretty much when I'm making calls, I have my CRM up or my dialer up, and then on the other tab, I have Sisu already open. So I'm kind of just tracking my numbers as I go along, because I just like to do it when it's fresh in my mind. Otherwise, I'll forget, or you might just enter like a wrong number or something. Maybe you'll do like 20 calls, but you thought you did 25 or something like that. So I just like to track it as I'm doing it.
Good. So you guys, cadence of accountability. This starts with small little pieces, and you guys have to enter in Sisu every single day. When we have our Friday sessions, you guys, most of this conversation is going to be centered around tracking. Did you win your week? Are you able to win your week next week? And we're going to have those conversations. And so I want you to know that Friday is going to be centered around making sure that we are holding each other accountable, and that we call our brothers and sisters, that we lift them up. And is there anything that I can do? Kyle's been a huge proponent of like getting people together and making calls, building this excitement, but like, man, let's practice, let's role play. Those are things that I've seen help each other, because what leaders do is that leaders elevate each other around you. So I highly encourage you to get together. There's no rhyme or reason for you guys to say, you know what, I'm going to do a call session this week and anybody is welcome to come, or we're going to role play. What I'm going to also start doing in the coming weeks is that we're going to say right now we have 30 some odd people on the call today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break it into groups of 5, groups of 7, groups of 10, because I can do breakout rooms on Zoom. So what I want to do, like, all right, Kyle, I want you to take 5. Cynthia, I want you to take 5. Nicole Penland, I want you to take 5, so on and so forth. And then we'll come together in these small little pods, and we'll do script role play. How many of you think you would benefit from doing some script role play with your brothers and sisters on this call? You might not.
I love that idea.
Cool. I love that, Panise. Yes. You don't necessarily have to be at the office to do that. Now, because I didn't know this before, now we have the ability to do breakout rooms here. And so what I could do is I could bounce to the different rooms. So be like, cool, how's it going in here, Kyle? Cool, let me hear some stuff. Awesome, sounds great. Let's go, Jaya. Let's hear what's going on over here. So in the coming weeks, I'm going to do breakout rooms, and I will have you guys step up. What we'll do will be like, all right, there's 5 in this group. We have 30 seconds to pick a leader. Who's going to lead this script role play? Cool. And then I'll give you guys the topics, and you guys just have a mastermind. Because here's what I'm hearing a lot, and I hear this from agents that are, experienced as well. I don't know what to say, right? I don't know what to say shouldn't be an option, right? And literally, it shouldn't be an option. You guys went to school, you got this license that allows you to handle the biggest asset in someone's life. And then people come to me and say, Elias, well, I don't know what to say. Well, if you're not saying anything to big amounts of groups of people, then you're never going to get better on those things to say. So it's literally, you just have to talk to more people and you'll start to figure some things out. But I love when you guys are sharing and you're giving and you're hearing the Armandos and you're hearing Sylvia and you hear Amy and you hear Joey and you hear Cynthia. So now you're hearing it from everyone else. So my commitment to you guys, by next Friday, we will have this breakout room thing set up. I'm going to do a couple trial runs. That way I can make sure everything is really smooth. So next Friday, we're going to come together and we're going to do breakout rooms. And so if you guys are on board with that, you guys like that idea, I think this is going to be great for all of our advancement. I got a thumbs up from Amy. I got a couple thumbs up from other people. This is what I'm going to move towards, because what I want to do for you guys is I want to elevate, right? I want to find new ways to get you guys connected and new ways to really work on your communication skills and know exactly what to say. How many people think right now that you could put me into any situation in life? Fuck it, let's say life, and I would know something to say. How many people believe that? I believe that in myself. I don't care if it's a fucking political conversation or if it's real estate or if I'm talking with dudes from the hood. You put me in any situation right now, I feel like I could communicate, right? But that's confidence that I've built over time because I've talked to thousands and thousands of people. You guys have this ability now you're in a public role, you're in an open position. You guys have the ability to go to the boards, go to these Delta associations, Contra Costa Association, Bay East Association of Realtors, go into the Monday marketing meetings, go in there and speak, talk, have conversations about real estate, get out into your community, put your camera on and start talking to people. You guys have tremendous opportunities to have your voice heard. Don't limit yourself. What I hear a lot of the times, you guys, is that we as individuals stand in our own way. I couldn't do what Kyle does. Why not? Why? I don't really speak like Cynthia does. Speak like yourself then, right? Nothing's going to come from you just thinking and thinking and thinking. You guys can spend fucking 5 hours a day in Mighty Networks. You can go to the Contra Costa Association of Realtors and watch every single legal class that you can watch. You guys could sit there and watch copious amounts of videos and listen to calls and fill your mind. But if you're not actually doing, none of that shit matters. It doesn't matter. I understand that it's important, but if you're not doing the action and actually getting out there and talking to people and using everything they use, it's not going to help you advance in this business. So let's do this, guys. I want to share a couple things with you really quick, and let's do this. I'm going to go to Slack really quick, and I want to pull up a couple things. So let's do this. First things first, I'm going to share a video, a message with you guys. We're going to listen to a couple seconds of this or a couple minutes of this recording, and I want you guys to hear some nuances. Now, this is Eric King. Eric King is on pace to do over $20 million in production this year. He's still relatively new in the business, but he has quadrupled his business year over year. So I want you guys to hear a couple things, and I want you guys to take away some things from this call. So let's do this. I'm going to press play. So just peep game on this.
Hello? Hey, is this Nana? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Nana? This is Eric King, the realtor. We've been in communication in the past, but I just wanted to check in with you to see how you and the family are doing.
Family, we're doing well. We're doing well. Yeah, we took a look at some places with your associate, and we haven't really been doing much since then. We're going to wait till for a little bit. We definitely want to get some more money put together for a down payment.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're our first call when we're ready to start looking at places again.
No worries, man. I just, I don't want to drop the ball and make sure that your needs are being met. And the reason why I'm calling too is I'm calling effective buyers because I'm definitely seeing a lot more opportunities. Homes are staying on the market longer. And there's definitely a dip. In fact, I've been able to get a couple offers accepted actually under asking price, which is pretty unheard of in the last 2 years. I just feel remiss not to call my buyers and let them know. And, just wanted to check in anyways. Another thing is, a big yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, that's really exciting to hear, actually. And I definitely appreciate all the emails and seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
With that new information, like, let me talk to my partner, but I would love to, when we do see something that really catches our eye, maybe
30
we
more
don't have to
seconds.
wait too long to start looking again.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? I like one of my clients that not only got their offer accepted under asking because it was on the market for about a month, but they only put down 5% and they were still able to get their offer accepted.
All right, cool, you guys. So I want to have a conversation around this. I thought that this was powerful. You guys should always be filling your cup and learning from your brothers and sisters around you. What is a couple things that you heard in the way that he had his conversation with this client? What are some things that stood out to you that were glaring? Anybody want to chime in on this? I want to hear your thoughts and feedback.
Yeah, man, it's just super disarming. You're not antagonizing him. You're not questioning him too hard. He's just giving him information and value and talking to him like he's his friend.
Totally, totally. What were some key words that Eric used that kind of disarmed them and made him super, super?
I think just the intro, like saying, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like instead of sounding like super professional, he kind of came across like as a friend. Or
You
as
know
a
who you know who he came across as? Eric King.
Mhm.
He came across as like, when you see Eric, what up, dude? How you doing, bro? Oh yeah, that's the sense I got from him, right? What else, you guys? What else? Good stuff, Armando. Good stuff, Kyle. What else did you guys hear? What are some nuances that you picked up from that flow?
I think him making the comments about not wanting to drop the ball is kind of like, he's letting the guy know too that he's still like looking out for him and he's still, yeah, proactively like working for him.
Totally, totally. Good stuff. What else, you guys? What other things did you hear from this?
Told him we got a couple of buyers under contract, so it's exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Jim, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I like how he started off and he just basically asked him how his family was doing. And he didn't just go directly into, I have all this stuff I want to tell you about real estate. He really got into, how are you doing?
Totally. Here's the thing. What's up, man? Like, right? It's just some people think, oh, no. You can't say what's up, man. Well, you can if it fits who you are, right? And then he's like, I just want to follow up, see how the family's doing. He didn't go into real estate first. If I talk about my son, do you think that I'm more disarmed versus, hey, how's your home search going? It's not really going. But something rich and compelling in my life is my son and my children, right? All right, so they said that they wanted to wait to save up more money. What was his rebuttal to the fact that he said, I want to wait for more money? Of Cynthia, what did you hear him say that was a really, really good follow-up to, well, we want to wait to save up a little bit more money?
He just wasn't like, well, now's a good time. Buy. No, it was more understanding.
Totally. And he used the word, so Bianca, he used the word misconception. And in that context, what did you hear him say about, it's a misconception that people have to have, say 20% down. How do you kind of disarm that?
Well, I know he used an example of somebody who bought, and he didn't even go just straight into they bought at 5%. He like ended with the 5%.
Totally. You guys become a junkie, and thank you, Bianca, become a junkie on third-party stories. When you guys hear these things in the meeting, when you hear from your brothers and sisters, when you see on Slack, when you see on Instagram, become that person that understands what's going on in the market. Like, you know what? I know one of my team members, Bianca, just represented a client out in San Ramon in your same market. That home actually sat on the market for 22 days. And fortunately, that client was able to get that house for about 3 to 5% under asking, and they will only put in 5% down. So what number are you guys hoping to get to that you think that you might have to put for a down payment, right? Like the way that he approached the situation was really, really strong. So good stuff, Bianca. Patrick, how about for you, bro? You had your hand up. Let's try one more time with your audio. All right, cool. We're having some audio challenges with Patrick. Joey, let's go to you. What did you hear some nuances and about that flow?
I feel like I listened to this last night, actually. I feel like his flow matches his buyers. And for him to educate his buyers, make him understand what's going on, makes him agreeable to Eric.
Totally. Absolutely. I love it. Sylvia, you had your hand up. Let's hear from you.
He listened to the buyer. The buyer said that he wanted to save up some more money. So then he told him about someone who he did get into contract with less money. And then you heard in the buyer's voice a little bit of excitement. It's like he was like, oh, wow, somebody, it gave the buyer hope. And then at that point, the buyer's whole mindset changed from we're going to wait to I'm going to talk to my partner, because if somebody else could get in for a lesser amount, maybe we can get in now. And especially since homes are sitting on the market longer and they're getting in at a lower price, maybe we can make a move now instead of having to wait. But I did hear the buyer's a change, and he sounded happy.
Yeah, I totally agree, Sylvia. Totally agree. Linnell, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I just like the way he don't sound salesy. Like he's not sounding like he's a seller, like at a car place. Like, I like how he sound like those are his people and he's looking out for him. Like in the beginning, he was like, I would be dismissed if I didn't reach out to you guys and let you know how the market is changing. So yeah, I like that about it.
You know what? That's a really, really good point, because he said these two words that even if they're not yet, he's assuming that he said, I'm reaching out to all of my buyers, right?
Right.
They're not in contract with him, right? They're his people already. And that's how he's making them feel. And he said two words that were really, really powerful in this context. He said, yeah, dude, right? And I know that it seems very rudimentary, two words, yeah, dude. But
yeah.
It's when you think about people's behavior and how they speech or how they structure their own speech, like that is true to Eric, right? He's not trying to be anything other than who he is. If you are a nurturer, love the shit out of your people. If you are a director type of personality, be direct, and that's who you are, and it's okay. As long as people get a sense of, what, Sandy, I like the way she talks. She's always real. I love the way you come across, Mel. It's always real, right? As long as it feels natural, because here's what he did with this client. He gave this client hope. He gave them a new realization of what is possible, and he was his true, authentic self. When they go to buy real estate, then they're going to think of Eric. And what he also did is he set them up on a campaign, whether that's Real Scout or whether that's on your CRM. I personally recommend Real Scout because now you can see the analytics, right? You get to see what everyone's doing. You get to see their behaviors. You get to see their patterns, and it's an opportunity for you to come.
And he was super reassuring. I like that he was super reassuring and just like, still looking out for him. So that was cool.
Totally. Absolutely. Let's hear from two other people, and then we're going to move on from the subject. Melody, before you head out, what were some things that you heard that really stood out to you?
Yeah, it's interesting because I was in the Walnut Creek office yesterday with Eric, and I told him that I love it when he stops by because he's just got this energy that's like a breath of fresh air. And I really, really needed that yesterday. So I'm really glad that he came by. But he told me that the way that people connect with you is through storytelling. People connect with stories. And so that's one of the things I think we should all be implementing a little bit more, whether we're on Instagram doing a video or whether we're on the phone following up with past clients or cold calling or whatever it is. People connect to stories. And that's one of the things that Eric knows how to weave in to his script. And believe it or not, even though Eric is super, super natural, he is following a script. He's following a script that he's altered and tweaked over time and over a couple of years of doing this and probably over hundreds and hundreds of calls. And now he's made that script his own and it's become natural to him. So take that script and make it natural for you and tweak it to whatever your voice is. Like Elias says, if you're that director, be that director. If you're a storyteller and you're that, hey man, what's up? Be that guy or that lady, whoever it is. And I think that way it sounds better to you. It sounds more organic and it translates better to the person on the other end of the call. So that's something that I think we can all practice on. And I don't think it's something that's a end all result. It's never going to be perfect, but it's always evolving and it's always changing. And that's exactly how your business should be. So I've been in the business 9 years, but I always learn something new and I'm super grateful for these calls. So thank you so much, Elias.
Love it, Mel. You guys, when I say become a third-party story, it's rooted in that. Become a storyteller. Don't become like, don't tell bullshit, right? Like I have so many people I've met. I've had so many, third-party stories. And what it does is a pattern interruption in your conversation, because what are they expecting from you, Bianca? They're expecting a pitch, right? Like, okay, cool. Markets, yeah, slowing down, interest rates. Don't want to wait till the new year's. Strike while the iron's hot, right? It's like the fucking cookie cutter shit that everyone says. But then you throw them a curveball and tell a little story. I used to be a public speaker. I spoke in front of 11,000 plus people in 1 year. And I always told a story about different owners and their stories that they would give to me, because I'd have them email me their stories about when they were on vacation with their children and all these experiences and memories. And then I would tell a story about my mom. It was called the Mijo story, and how I took her on the first vacation, all these things. Every single time I told these stories, people would cry in the audience, and I'd see all these emotional connections. So I took them away from the sales presentation and I hit them with some third-party stories. Pattern interruption. You know, you guys, you remind me of the Andersons. They were kind of in the same position. Let me tell you a quick little story about them. This was 2 years ago. This is this, this is this. And then, all right, well, back to the conversation. I promise you guys, if you become experts at third-party stories and you share those experiences with your consumers, it gets their mind off of thinking reptilian, you're a salesperson, versus now I can think and feel. And that's what happens in the midbrain, the neocortex. That's a fight or flight thing that changes, and you're able to do that by asking the right questions. And so really loving this conversation. Let's hear from one other person about something that you might have heard, or a nuance, or something you picked up from that portion of Eric's call. Anybody else?
Okay, I have something to say.
Yeah, Pamela.
So when Eric was speaking and the gentleman said, oh my gosh, we're trying to save more money, I was really excited. I wanted to hear what his response is going to be. And I'm just going to let everybody on the call know that they really need to educate themselves on down payment programs or different options, because the consumer has to rely on either the lender or the realtor to be clear on what options are available, because they don't know. So a lot of times consumers will just assume, but if we don't know, then we're doing a disadvantage to their client. So I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what they don't know.
So some of you might not even know that there's 30 down payment assistance programs out there. Pamela's doing a series right now on 30 days of down payment assistance programs. Pamela, do you have a list? Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you have all that? Like if it falls into a census tract, do you have that compiled somewhere?
Actually, what it is the down payment thing I'm with, each individual puts their information, answers like, I don't know, 5 questions, and because there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many that everyone's not going to fall into the same criteria, but each individual just put their criteria in, and then a list will come out of what you qualify based on what city you're in, what county you're in, what price point your range, what your, family members, all this stuff. And then it does a search and says, okay, then you qualify for this city program, this grant, this whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I can give you guys the link and you can play with it, or I'll tell you behind the scenes where to go so you can be, so you have the information so you can provide it to your clients, but I'll do it like on a Slack or something.
Yeah,
so that everybody can know about it.
Drop it in chat, but yeah, I think we should just share this with the masses. But you guys, it's another tool, and I've experienced this firsthand. So Pam, I'm so glad that you talked about this. We had a client, it was in Havensport. It was the first month of pandemic. And Havensport is a market that is now turned. It is crazy. It's in Oakland. But we got in right at the right time. We were up against 2 offers, excuse me. We were lower and they had no more money to give. Well, we got them a grant through the Eagle program through Bank of America, which gave them $17,000 in grant money and a certain amount of money towards closing costs. Anyways, that extra money helped them win the offer, and within 6 months, their equity grew like $80,000, something like that. And so be familiar with what's out there, and that's part of you being a professional and really understanding the different programs, right? We can all tell about the market, we can all talk about interest rates, but we need to go a layer deeper and truly have things that can help them get into a home if it's 20,000 away, 10,000 away, and that interest rate or that down payment assistance program pushes it over the edge. So good stuff, you guys. Zyra, good to see you. I know you're just you're commuting into the office. Good stuff. Yeah. So let's do this, you guys. I want to go to last week's numbers. and I want to share this with you. Now, we had over 30 people in group coaching on Friday, but I only see 12, let's see, 21, 22 replies here. So let's go around the room and I'm going to just ask you some simple questions. So I'll start out with Joey. Joey, you had a goal of hitting 25 calls or more a day and attend all coaching classes. Did you win your week?
Yes.
Good job. Awesome. Let's go to Arlene. Let's go to Mike Swanson. Mike Swanson, 100 calls a day, complete CSU every day, and a video on IG every single day. Michael Swanson, did you win your week?
I did not. I didn't.
Okay. So Michael, in the realm of possibility, could you have achieved this?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to recommit or do you want to change your goal for this coming week?
I'm going to recommit.
Good. I love it. Linnell, you said I'm going to put Sisu, continue posting IG videos. I'm going to put showings. You put showings, set my monthly calendar for November, make one YouTube video, introduction video, attend the office at least one time this week. Did you win your week?
No.
In the realm of possibility, could you?
Yeah. I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew.
Okay.
But I most of it I did.
Okay.
I didn't get to attend the office, nor did I do the introduction video or CSU.
Okay. So I want to encourage you, you know, whatever help you need, like, let me know. So my question to you is how can I help you first off? And you've been here now for a couple months. That intro video, if you need help with the dialogue, whatever you should say, how to flow through it, let me know, because you've been here so long now. Like, I don't want you to miss out on that opportunity to do a really, really great intro. So if you need help, let me know. I'm here to support you. Let's go to Sandy. Sandy, you said create 2 interview videos for social media, get my VA help to get my YouTube channel and post existing videos, sign up for HomeBot, set 2 friends up who own homes, get my client who's having trouble with pre-approval linked up with the lender, qualified by the end of the week, brainstorm list for 2022 planning. Good shit, Sandy. Did you win your week?
The day is not over yet because
I
have plans to work on some of this stuff now, but I'm on my way to having it all taken care of.
I love it. Raquel, are you on? I know that you were getting ready for your day and doing your hair. Okay, she's on. Okay. Continue reaching out to my SOI, attend coaching for the week, finish Code of Ethics course, continue being active on social media, and get on CSU. Raquel, did you win your week?
No, I did not. I did everything except for I couldn't get onto all of the meetings because they called me into work all week. So that kind of set me back. And I could have got on to CISO, but I didn't. So that's where I failed.
All right. So, and it's not failing. It's just, you know, we're working through this together. Do you want to recommit or do you want to set a new goal for the week?
I'm going to recommit.
Cool. Awesome. Let's do this, you guys. I'm going to start a new thread here. I want you guys to only respond in the thread. Please do not follow or go outside of the thread. It starts now. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to put a new one here. My standard for the week. And while we're here, I want you guys to pause. I want you to open up your Slack and I want you to put what you're committed to accomplishing. I am committed to accomplishing the following. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Go ahead and somebody kick this off for me. And you guys, like I said, cadence of accountability. We have to get rhythmic with our accountability and it has to become something that is just part of our routine. So reply like in here to all of this. So the thread is already there. So go into that and then just everything below that, just start lighten that up for me. So you guys take a minute or so and go ahead and put in your goals for the week. Bianca, let's start it off for us. All right. We'll give it a second.
You put it in Slack in general?
It's in Slack in the general channel. I'll pull it back up so you guys can see. It is located in general. It says start now. It is pinned. This conversation's pinned from November 5th. And just reply underneath this starts now. My standard for the week, I am committed to accomplishing the following. So go ahead and light it up, you guys. While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up Sisu. That way you guys can see some things that I'm looking at on my back end here. All right, let's go here. Let's go users. And let's go users here. All right, 1 second. Let me stop the share and let me pull something up really quick. So keep on lighting it up. My phone's going off, so that means that you guys are loading it up. Good stuff. And then let me go here. All right, it's going off. I love hearing this. I love hearing this. All right, so activity log, and I'll go agents. All right. By agent. All right, cool. So I'm going to pull this up really quick. That way you guys can see it. And is some of this stuff going to be redundant? 100%. Absolutely. Like I said, this is going to take consistency and it's going to take patience on all of your behalf. So when we're looking at this, I set this up from 10:1 to 11:11. Some of you are going to be at our very first Hustlers Lunch. Hustlers Lunch is the top in every category that we feature on the weekly meetings. But let's just take a look at this. Norman, brand new agent. He's tracking like a beast. Demian, tracking like a beast. He sent 111 text messages in this last month. Brittany Wade, she is tracking not as much, but she's still tracking. Let's look here. Armando, bro, this is amazing stuff. Let's give a round of applause to Armando. He has tracked over the last 30 plus days. He's tracked over 378 calls in Sisu. This is for him rewarding to be like, you know what? I know I'm putting in the work. I know.
I didn't even realize I did that many calls.
And bro, and so this is why you go back and you watch yourself. Look at ratified contracts for Donna Chan. Donna Chan's a top producer. She's done over $10 million in production this year. She still has the time. Look at Lisa Chavez. Let's go through this list though. If there's a blank here from you guys, then how can you really measure what you guys are doing in this business? Look at Arlene, brand new, just got on. Look at Sandy. Look at all the categories that she is updating. The open house, the hours working in her business, 23 hours working on her business. Number of calls, obviously we need to up that number of calls, but she's having a lot of conversations. Maybe those are SOI calls. Maybe those are past coworkers, whoever it is. Let's continue cruising on here. A lot of blanks in this section here, a lot of blanks in this section. So you guys need to be able to hold yourself accountable. Look at Joey. Joey, let's give him a round of fucking applause. 667 calls. Joey, how are things going for you? Do you feel like you have momentum right now? Do you feel you have active clients and people you can talk to right now about real estate?
I would think I will run into probably like 4 or 5 people that are thinking about like purchasing next year. I'll keep those in the loop and I write it on my calendar so to contact them when the time comes. So yeah, 667 calls make a huge difference.
Beautiful, beautiful. Jason Ellis, he's an OG in this business. He's using Sisu. Ronnie Escalante, hours working in his business, 101, but look at this. He has a ratified contract, 2 offers written, 2 open houses, transactions added to Sisu. He's put 3 transactions added in Sisu. So let's continue cruising on. Rebecca Gamon, she's been in this business for a long, long time. Austin, relatively new. So the point here, you guys, is that how can you improve if you're not measuring? And if you're not measuring, then how do you know how you're really, really structuring your time? Each of you came from a structured environment somewhere in the world, college, first career, second career, whatever it is. We all came from a structured environment. This here is going to be how you really, really start to look at your business in a different way. Now, you guys get the point, but let's check this out. Eric King, he will do $20 million in production this year. He has time to track in Sisu. And if he can do that, if other top producers can do that, you guys can do that as well. Look at Danielle. She's on here. She has a little baby at home, but she's still finding hours to put or time to put her Sisu stats in. Look at Panise. Dan Panizza is lighting this up. She sent 175 text messages. She's been to 13 Zoom trainings. She's made 147 calls. She's had 143 conversations, right? She is doing great. She has tons of client engagement right now. So use this to your advantage, to celebrate your wins, to show yourself exactly what you were doing, and then also be a mirror to say, you know what? I don't know exactly what I'm doing with my time. Look at Cynthia. Cynthia is walking into a new role. She is a squad leader. She's producing business at a higher level, and she's still going in here and tracking her stats. Now, I think she'll even say that there's probably some days that she didn't add in here, but the point is you have to start somewhere. Jeff Phillips. Jeff Phillips is a squad leader. He's spending his time updating CSU to set the example. Look at Amy. Amy's business has turned around. She's hustling. Hours working in her business. That's prospecting time. 97 hours that she spent in the last month and a half tracking her stats. Number of calls that she's made, 148. Conversations, buyer showings, 23. And appointments attended, 6 appointments attended. She's done 11 open houses. Do you think Amy's doing the right things that are going to get her into contract? She's fucking hustling, right? Hustling. So I just want this to be a reminder, you guys. Go in there. Look at Myrnaz. Myrnaz is working full time, still being able to update CSU in a big way. This isn't about public shame, you guys. This is about letting you know what is possible when you start to really measure your business. Jim, he's on the call today. Look what he's doing. Conversations, 20. He's exercising, he's meditating. He's made calls, and obviously he's going to be making more calls, but he's doing open houses. He's doing a recruiting call, text messages. So look at your business in new ways. Look at Jay Singh. 122 messages. He's made 100 calls, and he's exercised quite a bit. He's had conversations, 145 conversations that this dude has had. Done 10 buyer showings, 13 appointments attended. So I think you guys can see the trend here. So I appreciate you guys lighting up the Slack. I'm looking forward to checking that out. But let's come to the tail end of group coaching today. I wanted to go around the room, and I want to hear from you guys. Is there something that you guys would love to see on the docket? Love to have a conversation about in this environment? Is there something that you guys would love to hear that we can put together for you guys? Let's go ahead and open it up, and let's hear from you guys. I want to hear, this is your time, this is your environment. Is there something that you guys would like to see us communicate about or talk about during group coaching? And don't be shy.
I do. I have a quick, I guess not a question, but I want to know how to tell clients what are the benefits, like the true benefits of home ownership.
Okay.
And it's not just like being able to pull equity.
Okay. So let's freestyle through some of this right now. What are the benefits of home ownership? Let's just hear what you would tell a client right now.
The main thing that I would tell a client is just being able to do whatever you want with your home. Like you're not in somebody else's shit, so you can do whatever you want. You can have pets, you can have parties, and then also I'll talk about equity and being able to, build on your home and add on and things like that. So
okay, what else? Are you helping them build wealth for their children?
Yeah, generational wealth, and I talk about how you can have this home and either rent it out or keep it and save it for retirement. Also, am I on mute?
No, we're listening intently.
Yeah, that's basically the premises of what I would tell a new client.
Okay.
And so
yeah, what about security, right? What about security for the family? A lot of us, for myself, I'm gonna say I didn't grow up with any type of security. My mom was a drug addict. We lived in hotels and motels until I was 15, and then I was on my own. But when you think about the security that this offers your family for the long term, to have the kids be able to ride their bikes and go up and down the street and grow up with Johnny and Sally from down the road, and they all go off to college, and then they have a safe place to land and come back and then build their families from there. And then you know, when we pass on from this life and we pass this asset on, this asset that you're purchasing in 2021 is something that could potentially be in your family for generations and generations, to not only give your kids a better life, but to give their kids a better life. So think about the big picture of what this does, right? How you can build this equity and really change the course of the entire family because of one purchase in the Bay Area. If you bought a house in Danville in 1995, you were sitting on $1 million+ in equity. Let's hear from Sylvia. Sylvia, let's hear from you.
Yeah, you're putting down roots in the community. That's always a big thing. And then if you go for to buy something, even, you know, if you look on an application for credit, it asks, are you a renter or a homeowner? It seems like if you're a homeowner, you get a little more respect because people think that you're more stable. But that's not what I was going to talk about. What I was going to, when you asked about what is something that we would like, I think that it might be beneficial to everyone if we could like do case studies. And when I say a case study, you know, talk about like somebody's transaction, because every transaction is different and, you know, stuff happens. I had a transaction once where I didn't realize that the owner who was renting out his property used to be one of the roommates, and that they had fell out. And then he went down to the to PG&E and to East Bay Mud. He had the water turned off, and there was a lot of turmoil going on between them. So that, you know, that was interesting. And I talked about how I got through it. And then I had one where the buyers were the guy took off work to move, and then it didn't close when it was supposed to. And he had all these plants because he was a horticulturist, and he wanted the seller to pay for his plants going into shock. And then what I did for that, you know, to put that fire out. So it would be interesting sometimes, I think, especially, well, for everybody, but especially for the new people, just to hear about the different things that came up in a transaction and how they were settled.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. Great idea. Nicole, let's hear from you. All right, cool.
I was going to ask, do you know, or have you ever been in a situation where someone was renting the home and then the landlord, you know, came and said, "Oh, I need my house back." So now they got to like scramble to find somewhere to live. Have you ever seen that?
But totally seen that, but obviously they have to go through.
No, I was asking Linnell in regard to, like, you know, what is the benefits of home ownership? Like sometimes presenting those types of situations where people are like blindsided, like, you know, you think you're comfortable, you're situated, but you're really not, because any day that this person can come and say, "Hey, I need my house back."
Totally. Yeah, no, I agree 100% with that. Any other thoughts and ideas of things that you guys would like to see in group coaching moving forward? Because obviously I am constantly planning, thinking, and moving into the new year, which is very soon. Any other thoughts or ideas? All right, cool. If you guys come up with stuff, just hit me up, obviously in an effort of transparency, making sure that we're all growing. But as long as you guys are making progress, as long as you guys are growing, as long as you guys are moving forward, that's all that really matters to me, right? I have seen so much growth, and I've seen people that have really developed this business that it literally all they needed is to have some accountability and come to these sessions 3 times a week, just to help them like get up, know what they're going to do, and to build that consistency. So if this builds just consistency in your life alone, we accomplish that, cool. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. But obviously I'm always trying to find ways to elevate you guys and reach you guys on a different level. So I appreciate you. Let's do this. Let's go round robin really quick. I want to go to Zyra. Zyra, a couple takeaways from today's session. Let's hear from you.
So my couple takeaways. Well, I learned a lot. Every time I'm on these calls, I learn a lot. And so I can really go back to Eric King and the way I think sometimes I get stuck in between feeling like I need to be super professional, where I can't be myself, wanting to be myself because that's all I know, you know? So when I hear Eric and the way he speaks, and it's just so refreshing, like Mel said, it's just like a breath of fresh air in the industry. And so I don't know. I want to get like around people that are talking on the phones because that's what I want to get good at. I know I'm not the best. I can talk to a person in person forever. But it's on the phones where I'm like you just want to hang up, you know? So so definitely that is a big takeaway. And what Pamela said about the down payment programs, because there's so many, and I mean, even for undocumented people, I know there's stuff that can be done that people are not aware of.
Totally.
So
Love
yeah.
it. And Zaira, are you bilingual?
I am bilingual.
I want to see some messages going out on social in Spanish. Maybe it's like, hey guys, I'm going to be teaching a buyer's presentation about, you know, purchasing. I'm going to be doing it in Spanish. We also have a Spanish version of the buyer's presentation. But let's talk about the word professionalism. I think the word professionalism, a lot of it has this old school mentality of what professionalism really is, right? Look at Sandy on roller skates on a half pipe with tattoos. Look at myself. I have tattoos. I have a bald head. You know, I'm a little intense. Like I say things that might be a little, you know, unorthodox. But in today's world, like that's okay, right? And I think like a lot of us have this tradition of what we think professionalism is, right? I'm not going to cuss up a storm, but I might drop a shit or a fuck here or there. But at the end of the day, like, if it's true to who I am, and this is how I like to rock, and I'm comfortable in my own skin, then why wouldn't I be that person, right? So when you think about professionalism, as long as it's you, as long as you're being compliant to the DRE, express yourself the way that you would normally express yourself, because that's what people are going to connect to.
Can I do one more thing? I would highly appreciate it if we could do like an in-person meeting, either at the Concord or whatever office, where it's for new agents. It's kind of giving just like an in-person, because I don't know. I mean, I may be old school and I'm so young, but I do better in person and learning and going over everything. That way, as new agents, we're more aware of when you don't know something, it's hard for you to speak it and express it and teach it to somebody else.
Cool.
So yeah, I know like Bianca had talked about someone that can do calls, you know, so it's just stuff in person that we could learn about. All Chime, or I know Chime is going to be off or something, but
no, you still have access, so you guys, you'll still have access to the lead pond. So Chime is going to migrate over to Follow Up Boss, but for now, Chime still exists for making calls. But yeah, I think that'd be cool, like getting us together and you know, doing some call sessions and things like that. You know, going through a listing presentation, buyer's presentation. We did that on a mass scale, but what I'd like to see is more small groups so we can really get the best out of everyone's time. So good stuff. I love this. Bianca, let's head over to you. Takeaways from today's session.
I agree with Zaira. I like Eric King's call. You know, when it first started, I for real life thought it was his friend. And also like going through reading all the stuff that was posted on Slack, and then like writing my own. It's just like it encourages me and it motivates me, you know, every time I'm on these calls, and it's like this stuff is definitely attainable, you know, and I like that we hold each other accountable.
That's right, you guys. So if you haven't yet, make sure by you know, within the next 30 minutes, you guys post all of your stats in Slack and what you will accomplish for the week. I want the word for the day, and the word for us moving forward is to take action. Action is everything, right, you guys? You can learn as much as you possibly can, but you know what, Zaira? Get hung up on today. Like, I want you to get hung up on today. I want you to have someone say, go fuck yourself, don't ever call me again. Wonderful, great, I'm gonna call the next person, right? Zaira, I want you to get hung up on. You guys go out there, take action, because action is going to lead to the results. So have some fun with it. Go make some calls, get knocked on the chin. That's what this is all about. You guys are tough. Know how tough you guys are. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for all of your insights. Thank you, Bianca, to your husband for putting up with us, because I know he could probably hear us when he's on his own calls.
He's on his calls too.
Right?
He was in a meeting too.
So please have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will be seeing you guys soon, and go out there and own your weekend.
Elias, I have a question. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Back. Or okay.
Let me just stop this recording really quick.